The beauty of authenticity, the uniqueness it brings to the table, this and more are what you effortlessly reflect as an actress. Can you please share some highlights on how you began your creative journey?
Yes, so I've always been a creative being, you know. Like Eden was saying, I think most of us are, all of us, in fact, are born creative. It just depends on how you choose to express it, to accept it, to live into it, you know. So my first
Yeah.
qualification was in visual arts. I actually have a Bachelor of Fine Art.
Wow.
And I used to be, you know, I used to think that I was going to become a visual artist. That's what I had planned to become. That's what I was pursuing until some personal struggles got in the way and I couldn't express myself in that way anymore. I just got really blocked, you know. I think a lot of artists can attest to, you know, having that block when certain things come your way, you know,
I
certain
can,
life
yeah.
challenges. Absolutely. So I then needed a new outlet, a new sort of form of release for me. So that's when I decided to go into acting. And that's how I started acting and performing.
Well, that's lovely. I don't know
Mm.
how this happens because most of the time it seems like everyone I interview there's this form of connection with visual arts because I actually
Oh,
had this visual
really?
art thing too, and because it's expensive to study in the university and then it's draining, I just had to switch to mass communication. So I think we have
Mm.
our stories are intertwined, but it's really really
Yeah,
lovely having you here.
yeah.
The
Thank
next
you.
question
Thanks.
is
Sure.
what does art mean to you?
That's an interesting question. Um, Art to me is consciousness, you know,
Yeah.
it's awakening, it's awareness. Art is the place I go to look for myself, to look at myself, to look
Wow.
at myself personally on a personal level, but also as part of a collective. It's really the place that I go to interrogate my shadows, but also ultimately to also discover my own healing. It's
Wow.
everything. Yeah.
Well, that's really really beautiful. Like I somewhat see myself in you or see you in myself because I could totally relate to every single thing, even to the expression of what art means to you, like how deep
Yeah.
you feel things. Yeah, I could tell like you feel things deeply and all of that. So on that light, could you please share some quick tips for young creatives out there stuck on their creative journey because self-doubt or any other
Mm.
internal limiting
Mhm.
factor?
I think it's really important for emerging creatives, for anyone really, to
Okay.
understand that doubt, insecurities, that is part of the human condition. Like all of us will experience moments in our lives where we feel like we are not enough for whatever reason. So I think it firstly to come to terms with that we all go through that experience as human beings. We can't run away from it. But I think the important thing is not to allow yourself to be sucked in and to become stuck in that space. For me personally, it's, you know, I've created a culture of affirming myself in those times. And also to remind myself of the intention behind why I'm doing the work that I'm doing. So to always go back to the intention and use the work, find ways to use your work as a way to guide yourself and to inspire yourself. That's why it's there, you know. So really, that's what I would say to anyone who's struggling with issues of feeling validated. We all go through it.
Okay. I really admire the fact. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I really admire the fact that you're so natural, you're true to your art. Like it's just there, like it's innate, and then it's really lovely. We are grateful to have you on board this issue, the special issue with the theme, the art of Christmas. Do you celebrate Christmas? What's your most memorable moment yet in this holiday season?
So I'm not very religious in the traditional sense. But we grew up celebrating Christmas. It's not the same as the Western countries. And some Eastern countries, I suppose, have also adopted the Western way of celebrating Christmas. For Africans, it's very much in the middle of summer for most of us. And, it's very hot. There's a lot of hopping from family member to family member, just, connecting with everyone, because for us in South Africa, we also shut down during that time. So most of the country stops working for about 2 weeks. Wow. So it's a time really to connect with family and friends and, loved ones. It's just as simple as that, really.
Okay, but you've not told me your most memorable Christmas time. Perhaps maybe there was this time you had chicken, or maybe there was this time you met this cousin, or you met this person, something like that. What's your most memorable Christmas so far? Christmas experience.
I don't really have one moment that stands out, to be honest. But I know growing up, and also still now as a grown woman, I have to have a brand new outfit for Christmas Day. It's how we grew up. Our parents would make sure that we are dressed to the nines on the day, and everyone would get a new outfit. And it's something that I still carry on with right now in my own life right now. And I make sure that I have a new outfit.
Well, no, funny, before now, I used to have this feeling like the way people are, maybe at the other part of the world, they are different. Nigerians have a different way of doing things. Now you're telling me that you always look to having a new outfit for Christmas. Like, it's a thing in Nigeria. If we don't get Christmas.
Oh, really?
If we don't get clothes for Christmas, I tell you, even growing up as a Muslim during Salah period, we're always looking forward to having clothes for Salah and periods like that. So it leads me to the next question. You also describe yourself as an art practitioner. Can you please share more on this?
So coming from a visual arts background, I also started curating cultural events. So exhibitions, festivals, that's just something that feeds a different part of my creativity. And I really enjoy it. It's something that I really love to do. So from producing, conceptualizing, and delivering visual arts events, that's something that I do on the side.
Well, that's lovely. I hope when I apply for apprenticeship, you would accept my application.
It's not up to me.
I'll apply for training.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What do you consider most fulfilling about being a part of the Netflix masterpiece, The Brave Ones, especially on your role as Ayanda?
Most fulfilling. So there were so many things that I experienced during this journey with Ayanda. The role really propelled me to challenge myself in ways that I've never challenged myself before. It really was challenging as well. Some of the scenes that I had to to shoot were also very close to my own personal experience. So it was really, really challenging. But once I was able to do that, you get to see what you're capable of as a person. You get to say, hey, look what I can achieve, look what I can do, knowing what the process was, what you had to go through to get there. So it's been a lot. I was very blessed to also work with some of like the top creme de la creme TV and film, creatives as well. Akino Motoso, Kholinikiwe. I've always wanted to work with Kholinikiwe, one of the best directors in the country, South Africa. And of course, a platform like Netflix, huge reach across the world. So that was quite a blessing. It's the gift that keeps on giving, I like to say. Yeah.
Wow, that's so lovely. And what was your growing up like? What was your child like? What was growing up like for you? Being a child,
You
a
know,
teen, and then you are who you are today.
yeah, I had a really blessed childhood. Um, as a first child, I'm a first child in my family. And I think my parents were just really, really excited to have a child, that they poured themselves into making sure that I was happy, that I was fulfilled, that I was, well-rounded as a person. So I got to experience a whole bunch of sort of creative expressions from a young age. I was exposed to singing, music. I got to explore myself in different ways. It was important for, I think, my parents that I get to try everything and then decide for myself what I don't want to be and what I do, naturally lean towards. So I was very lucky in that way. It was a very sheltered life. Also, particularly growing up in apartheid South Africa at the time. So the early years of my childhood was during apartheid. So it was quite violent, for Black people, especially in this country. So to have that, my parents did everything within their means, of course, to make sure that we were still well-rounded as human beings. So I was very lucky in that way, I think. Some people might even throw around the word privileged, but yes, so I was truly blessed.
Yeah, in Nigeria we call that grace.
Sorry?
Okay, there's what? Yeah, I said from where I come from, where I am, Nigeria, we
Yeah.
call that grace. You live by the grace of God.
Ah, I like
Yeah,
that. Yes.
yeah. And there was one thing that I felt was missing from what you said. You like being the first child. Did you at any time feel pressure of the question of the interview though? Did you
No,
at
it's
any time
fine.
feel pressure as a first child? As a first child? During the appetite. Yeah, sorry about the appetite though. But did
No,
you at
no,
any
no.
time feel the whole pressure of being the first child? Like in Nigeria, being a first child,
Yeah.
everyone is looking up to you. You have younger siblings. Everyone expects so much from you. Did you feel
Yeah.
pressure in
No,
any
no,
way?
no. Not at that level. I have Nigerian friends and I'm aware of that pressure that you're talking about. Um, so no, not at all. I was very lucky in that my parents allowed the three of us to be ourselves.
Wow.
I didn't feel the pressure of having to be anything for anyone in that way. But uh, now, as a grown woman, my sister has expressed to me that she felt like she's been living in my shadow for a while.
Oh,
Especially in school because, you know, she's coming after me, and she made a very conscious effort to not choose the path that I was choosing. So if I was an academic, she was sporty, and also university, she decided to go to a different university where she could really become who she was. And I'd go visit her, and I really enjoyed seeing her coming into her own and
Doing her
thriving in
thing,
that
being
way.
her
I
own
was
woman.
her sister, not the other way around anymore. It wasn't Nomalanga's sister, it was Nomcebo's sister, which is really
Yeah.
nice. So no, I didn't feel that kind of pressure, luckily.
Okay. Speaking
Mm.
about the apartheid experience, do you feel creative in developed countries are advantage than those in developing countries?
Yeah, this is also another question that is very interesting in that I think that there's something very unique that we as developing countries bring to the experience. And it's an opportunity for us to
Yeah.
show up and show the world what we are capable of. A world that doesn't always believe in us, doesn't always believe that we are
Of doing.
capable. So when we do show up, it's quite a special thing because we bring something different. So in that
To the
way, I
table.
think, yeah, in that way, I think it's really, just like the Netflix show, The Brave Ones that I just did. Uh, it's our voice, you know. It's a story told in our voice. We made the choices. We decided what we want to present to the world. So in that way, yeah, I think we have an edge. There's an edge that we have that is not the same as an American production or an American experience or even a Nigerian one for that matter. But the things that still sort of are a sore point for me is how artists are treated in the developing world in terms of regulations and rights that we have. We're not quite the same level as developed countries. So that's something that we have a lot of work to do still in.
True.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. Balancing work time and rest time is a struggle for many
Oh.
creatives. Please share a few tips on how you try to
Oh
balance work
gosh.
time, rest time, and family time. I can imagine. I could feel the heat you feel every time.
Yeah, it can be quite gruesome on the body as well, on the mind. Just it can take its toll on you. Long
Sure.
hours, yeah. So for me, I absolutely insist on having at least a day off in a week. I know for some
Oh,
people that's unheard of, but I need it if I'm going to be functioning at my best, you know. So I will take a day off in a week. And during that time, earlier on, I spoke about, a culture that I've created of affirming myself. And that's part of it. The self-care, the self-nurture. I enjoy painting still. I enjoy going on hikes with my friends. Sometimes I just want to sleep, watch mindless television. But it's just to completely plug off of work, social media, everything for that one day. It's just me and the things that I choose to surround myself with.
okay. There's something I've been meaning to say. Anyways, Nomalanga, I don't know if you could give me a tip on your skin routine because your skin is shining from my phone.
There's no
But
way.
anyway,
I have the
are
worst skin. I
you
struggle with
serious?
eczema.
On my
Yeah,
phone, it looks. Are you serious?
yeah.
Wow. From here, it looks like your skin is shining,
Well,
like more
thank
like
you.
glittering. But anyways,
I struggled with
anyways.
eczema most of my life. So that's really great to hear. But yeah, I mean it's healthy now, but it's a struggle for me.
Oh, thank God for that.
Mm.
Okay, one really great question. What does success mean to you?
I mean it's changed a lot over the years. I used to feel like I need to be at the level that other people were sort of prioritizing what the world, defined as success. But having gone through my own personal struggles and growth and evolving, I have come to understand that having peace for me is very important. When I have peace in my life and I have balance and I'm, well-being, really that is the personification of success for me. And the other thing also is having the agency and the ability to choose what kind of life I want for myself. That is success. That is power for me personally. So yeah, it took me a while to get here, but yeah, that's what I value the most, I think.
Well, I must confess, I love your drive. I love how focused you are. I like the fact that I knew what I want. I am going to get it. This is what I want. And these are the things I want to work towards. And it's a very beautiful thing. Trust me. It's a
Thank
very
you.
beautiful thing.
It's taken work and, life
Yeah.
experiences. Life will teach you.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. So briefly tell us something that we do not know about Nomalanga Nkosi.
So I don't know what you don't know.
So tell me what you think I don't
I don't know what you
know.
don't know. I don't know what you
Tell
guys
me what you
know.
think I don't know.
I'm
Okay.
a very private person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very private. I'm very protective over my personal life. I think that
Well,
we have a very weird culture of oversharing and self-glorification and wanting to be seen, to be something all the time. And I'm just not here for it. I'm just not here for
I
it.
like that.
Yeah, I value my peace, like I said. Yeah.
So you don't want to tell us anything, not even the
So no, I
tiniest
haven't
little
answered
bit.
your question. I haven't
Nah,
answered
you
your
haven't
question.
answered the question. You haven't.
No,
Just
yeah,
even
I'm
one
just a
thing,
private
a
person.
tiny bit.
I don't know what I
Okay,
would
tell us
tell you.
something that we don't know that's not private.
Okay, Masifa, can you hear me? I feel like she has already told
Yeah, I
us
can.
something. Yeah,
Thank you,
I feel
Eden.
like her telling us that she's a private person is already something that we probably did not know before now,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that
Yeah,
works.
yeah,
That's
I had no idea.
yeah.
Thank you, Eden.
Okay.
Okay.
Even saved you from me.
She saved
All
me.
right.
Saved.
I would be okay.
Okay.
Next question is
Yeah, it has a
okay.
little
Being the person of art, we've got a little bit poetic. If poetry is a rainbow color, and you have a choice of color in that palette, what would that color be, and why?
So definitely yellows, oranges, reds. Um,
Oh, speaking
I
of red.
love yellow. Sorry,
Because you're
because I'm wearing red. Um,
yeah, I'm
yeah,
just joking.
it's it's between those three. Yeah, if you're talking about a palette, yeah, then it's yellows, oranges,
Yeah.
reds. I think firstly, my name, Nomalanga, it means mother of the sun or mother of the day. So Langa is day or sun. So
Wow.
so yellow has been my favorite color because
Wow.
of that. Just, light, happiness, that kind of thing. But
Right.
also those three colors, they're connected to
Yeah.
the lower chakras, and they speak to creativity and being grounded and just having, trusting your own intuition. So that's why I think I like those colors as well very much. But it looks like I'm wearing red a lot lately, which I'm not sure what
Yeah.
that means, but yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. But anyway,